All right now. Hey, everybody. Yeah, you can see what's going on, right?
Hey, hey,
Uh,
you can hear me, right, Ricky?
I can hear you. I can hear
Okay,
you.
good. That's
Yeah,
what I was just gonna say. Perfect.
yeah.
Yes. Hello, hello, hello. We're here. Go
We
ahead.
got those tree huggers. We got. Can you still hear me, Ade?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so everybody that's on right now, we just want to let you know that we are experiencing some technical difficulties, and our regular sound person Jeff Noose is working all the time now, and so he's not able to be here, and so much has shifted. So we're here this evening, and if you can hear me, we'll go on with this. If you can't hear me well, then we'll do something else.
Right. Yeah,
Just
I think right now they should be able to hear you. We're not sure about the piano part, but
yes. So let's see
yes.
now. Let's ask the distinguished members of the dayas. Hi, Kimberly Lovelace and
Yeah,
Cheryl.
they can hear you definitely. Yeah,
They're
there's a
coming
slight
in.
echo. It's not a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. This is a lot of people are doing their thing right now. Some people are traveling. Some people are preparing for the holy days, and some folks is just chilling. I would be part of that group, part of the chilling group. Lisa says she can hear everything. All right. What about the piano, Lisa? You can hear the piano too?
Yeah, it works.
Susan, you can hear the piano? Yeah. I gotta go to the mountain. Some glorious people are gathering. They're the ones who sing so many falls and springs in life. And today they'll be praying for me, singing that song again. They'll be singing, glory child, why do you suffer? It's time to lay your burden down. And we know you can do it. We'll pray you through it. Come on together, we can change it all around. Change it all around. Change your mind. Change your mind. Yeah. And there are so many stories on the mountain of those who fall and learn to fly again. On the mountain you will find the way to go when you've been blind. You can heal your broken wings. You can heal most anything. When they start singing, glory child, there's no time to suffer. It's time to lay your burden down. We know you can do it. We'll pray you through it. Come on together, we can change it all around. Change it all around. Change your mind. Change your mind. How you doing? You just breathe in,
Breathe out.
breathe out. Yeah. Let it go. That's what it's all about. You can hear it, it makes me feel good. Something about me wants to shine. And I know I need to just change my mind. And I'm ready to change it all around. Change it all around. Change my mind. Yes. This is the time of the winter solstice. So much is going on, so many things changing. It's a long night. There's so much to discover in the dark. So many ways to figure out how to work
cartoon. I like
it out.
that
Don't
name.
work it out.
How are you doing?
I'm gonna be all right. Hey. Ready to change it all around. Hey, Barbara, I know I can change it all around. Waddy, I know we can change it all around. Change it all around. Change your mind. You know, right now, like if you were in my house, right? And I had no sound system. And a lot of my life, I didn't have a sound system here in the house. None. I would just sing my songs for people when they would come. We'd have a rehearsal or something. It would be sound just like this. And so this is where I am right now, remembering the first song sung for people who would just listen. You know, and they didn't have reverb. It didn't have all the beautiful things that make a voice sound so good that I'm used to having. But what I got is the song. What I got is you. What I got is Life Coach Ade. What I got is the presence of the Holy Spirit right now. It's singing through me, ringing through my voice, through my attention to connect with you. So we can go up just a little higher. Come on, let's go up just a little higher. Yeah. So we can change our mind and remember who we are. Ashe.
Ashe.
Yes. So I pray that everybody's doing well. I'm glad that you're here with us so that we can talk. If you can hear me, then we can go on through, and folks are saying that they can. You're awesome, even a cappella. So cool to hear you just on the piano. Thank you, Mary, and welcome. Welcome. Hi, Mardell. Love you too. Love you all. You know, and I love your presence here this evening, knowing that, you know, meeting like this and just meeting and agreeing that life is really good, even in the face of all the kinds of things that are approaching us so many times. You know, we just do our best to keep our thought high, keep our heart open and kind, to keep ourselves healthy, you know, to not make it difficult for the body to work for us. Not too many of Annie's biscuits, more of those bean sprouts. I switched into stream my day, you know, and to just really do the things that like I heard a very great teacher said, don't let our hand work against us. We want our hands to work for us.
Yes.
You know, we want our hands to work for us. And so many times what we're doing with our hands are working, you know, it can work against us, you know.
Indeed.
To let our hands work for us. Yeah. So Life Coach Ade in the house, looking like $1 million.
Hey.
How you doing? So early in the morning. You're just a good looking guy. God gave you a good face.
Yes, you know.
Everybody, God, put your hand on your face and go like, God gave me a great face.
God gave me a
great face.
Don't get me going. Don't stop me off. You know, it's funny. I'm kind of just, you know, all that we had to go through before the show. And in the midst of it, you know, we can change our minds, you know, change it because people can still hear.
Yes.
You know, I've done audio visual. I tell people I listen for a living, so I can notice things. So just now recognizing the difference and recognizing that even in the difference, God is still here. The truth is still being revealed. The community is here. There was a time when there was no piano in the community, you know, where we all sit down and just talk. And we can actually say, no piano, let's clap. As long as we can hear one another. And, you know, this is a good lesson. And it's interesting. This is episode 52, right? So
What did you say about 52?
This is episode 52.
Oh,
So we've been
episode
doing for
52.
52 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's an
Yes.
interesting. I must tell you though, I did have a little kind of something in my head, like, oh God. So my sister has this sort of wireless headphones that my
Yes.
brother got for her, my older sister. My brother got it from America, and I had the same one. It didn't last long. So a few weeks ago, I said to my sister, that's still working? She said, oh yeah. And then after that, it stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
And so she blamed me for it not working.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember last week I had a joke about we're no longer doing the show?
Yes.
And Mickey was like, that's not funny. So today when we're having issues, I was like, oh God.
It's you.
I don't want to use my mouth against us. I want to use my mouth and my words for us. So
yes. Yes.
But I'm grateful we're here. People can hear us and do what we do and, trust the process, because this is life in session.
Well, it's life in session for real, especially in the B-hood, where there has been a certain kind of continuity that kind of went like bloop, just for a moment. A lot of times people don't talk about what happens in their gatherings or in their organizations. They kind of like just kind of go with the word of God and the message for the day. And this is what we're doing. And that's good. That's really great. I know somebody told me one time, they go like, what comes up comes out with you, Rickie. What comes up, what comes out. And I was like, sometimes when this woman used to say that, I think she was saying that I was a really honest person, but I think she was saying like, you don't really think about what it is you're going to say. And she's right. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think about what I'm going to say. I just say what I'm going to say, and because I speak from my heart and I'm speaking honestly. Now, if I got to be calculative, and go like, okay, I can't say this to him. Now, I don't do that with everybody, but I do it in a forum like this.
Yes.
Because we come here in love. We come here to learn. We come here to grow. So I don't need to be trying to make things look like, so that, it's because I don't think anything is bad. It's like, I just think that when things change, by the way, I got this scarf on because it's a little cool in here. And it makes me feel good. Plus, I look good with it on. But anyway, and it didn't look good on my head. I just gotta say that. I look like a Christmas tree.
Do it no more Wednesday. Do it no more Wednesday. Do it no more Wednesday. Okay. Just saying.
So there's so many wonderful things are going on in the B-hood. So many wonderful things, and we are resting in God and saying amen. We're rising in God together. We really are. And it's just like the people on board. I mean, but Sunday, something didn't happen so that we didn't go live at the right time. We couldn't go live. We thought we were, but there was a little button or something else that didn't flip. And so people were trying to find us on Sunday, but we kept going. We kept going. And what Jamone said, he was like, they'll get it later. And I'm thinking like, but later, no, they were supposed to happen when they come. They're not supposed to be. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He knew my disappointment, so I didn't have to go deep into it. He says, we'll put it up in there. They'll find it. And because I knew he didn't feel that good about it either.
Right.
Because we're all filling in these positions that other people used to do. And we're learning how to do it, but we're doing great. I like the new look. I like the graphics. So by the time nighttime was on, 122 people had seen it. By the next morning, it was like 150. Now it's almost 300 people that have found it. So the thing is, like, people will find us. They will find you if they really want to find you.
That's it.
If they really want to find you, they will. If they love what you're doing, if you're a casual thing and it's just like, oh, well, they're not there. Let's go play golf and not even come back to see it. It's that's the place you have in their life, perhaps. But what I want to say is, like, I was so thankful that people did come back, and I'm thankful that people are on now, that they're here, because the fact that because Jeff is busy, he's doing other things. Ayana's doing other things. She came and got her stuff. It's like I had to get new stuff, and we got to learn how to put stuff together. And we just didn't have enough time to learn to We need a professional engineer to do it, to show us how to do it. And guess what? I have an excellent one. I just forgot to tell him about tonight. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking that I could do it myself. And it's a little bit more tedious, but once you learn how to do it, it's the chords in, chords out.
Yes.
It's like current. It's a current, and things have to be hooked up in order for you to feel it. Like we got to be in alignment in order, you really got to be in alignment to really see the blessing of life, sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Even in the midst of us feeling like things are not right, or it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Somebody who listens to this for the first time and doesn't have all that, like, it's got to sound a certain kind of way. I'm just going to I'm going to step into holy boldness. People like, damn, this is good. Because they heard it for the first time. They were like, this sounds good. They won't even be paying attention to the sound because they're hearing the words that's coming straight through the filter that has been practicing, that is open, that is expansive. You talk about words just coming out. I'm like that. I did a show on my podcast this past Tuesday. I had a moment. I think my mind or something was playing a trick on me because the title was The Spirituality of Imperfection. And before the show, I feel different things, but I felt like, it's almost like something was filling me up. And I was trying to have things in order, but then I just surrendered to it. And so the whole show went the way it went. But at the end, I was like, did I really drill in that message of the spirituality of imperfection? And so much so that at the end of it, I found like I was trying to beat myself up, that I should have made the point. I actually started to listen to it today. I haven't finished listening to it. But what I did hear, it's like, if there was a way to practice what I was preaching, that was it.
Yes.
And
yes.
Also trust
that part.
Yes. It's like, okay, here I am talking about the spirituality of imperfection and reminding people that even what you call an imperfection is a gift. It's a doorway to your gift. It's, I'm talking about that. And then at the end of the show, I'm like, did I really make that clear? Oh, I didn't finish a point I was trying to make. There was a quote I wanted to share. I never got to it. I was just in my head. I laughed. I wasn't like really beating myself up. But I just had to come back to that learning, being what I'm teaching, as well as it doesn't matter what I do or don't do, with the right mindset, right intention, the words, the energy, the vibration, people will feel it. Now
or they won't.
They won't.
I mean, they're having their own experience,
Exactly.
I
showed up.
Well, I believe that's what we're supposed to show up and be, because people are they're gonna respond according to their whole field. I mean, everybody's got one. We share it. We share the field, you know. But people are they're reading. We can both look at the same thing, and some people see through something totally different. That's the thing about music. What makes it really great is that, but something happens when the music is clicking, and folks, and somebody go like, "Did you feel that?"
Yeah.
Now what we're feeling might be our feelings, but we're connected, so we felt something.
Yes.
We felt something, and me, I think for there to be exuberance, for there to be harmony, for there to be energy, for there to be faith in things working out for us.
Yes.
And not just because they're working out in some place because, they're working out because we're showing up for it. We're doing our part.
Yes.
We're doing our part.
Yes.
We're doing our part. So I hope on Do It No More Wednesday like tonight, and this beautiful time of the solstice, that we can really, really dial deep into acceptance of who we are. Acceptance. It's not beating up on ourselves so bad, and also blaming other things for it going wrong.
Yes.
It's like, oh, this is an opportunity. This is nobody's fault.
That's it.
This is an opportunity to be who we are right here. And it's a lovely thing because Life Coach Ade, you're such a beautiful being. And the people on this thread, the people who come, I can go down here. It's like
Yes.
oh my God, I've gotten to know so many beautiful people through this. Hi, Krista. Thank you, Krista. You're the best too. I read it. I mean, these beautiful people are here. They dial in to so that we can touch something deep that's wonderful in ourselves. Something that's wonderful. And I'm just really thankful, man.
Yes.
This does so much for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I can be here at 2:30 a.m. feeling like it's 9 a.m. Because it's a charging station. And
Yeah.
just talking about that whole thing about perspective. So I hosted a grief ritual for a group of filmmakers this past Monday. And the documentary is a story of a young lady who is now 17, but they were following her from the age of, I think, like 14. And they were affected by Hurricane Harvey. Now, this young lady, her mother gave birth to her when the mother was 16. So she's mainly raised by her grandmother. But this young lady, she's a activist. She's so much more than that.
Yeah.
She's talking about
She's
environmental
alive.
justice.
She's alive.
Yeah, she's alive. I mean, one of the video clips that I watch in preparation, the grandmother is like, some of the things you're carrying, I get concerned because it's like it's more than you should be carrying at your age. But she's a dancer and she knows this is her work.
Yes.
So when the mother gave birth to her at 16, I'm sure there were people who judged her, to judge the mother. Like, kids of nowadays. And there's stories of the things that happened when they were growing up. And this young lady, her name is Anaya, she went through some experiences that polished her so that she could be the diamond that she is right now. But those times, that the same experience that people may have judged gave birth literally to a young person who is waking up people.
Yes.
Who's saying, look, there's all these industries over here causing contamination, pollutions, and nobody's saying anything. People are dying of cancer. And she's doing it through storytelling, through movement, through dancing. It's like she needed to be here. She was just looking for an opening. She saw a 16-year-old. She said, oh, I'm going through there. So the same thing that we judge, actually, if we change our perspective, we can see that's actually a blessing. And it's really about changing our mind, changing the way we see, changing the way we think, and and if we can't see it, to just trust that something good will come out of it. And we may never see it, but to just trust. Because even if we did something that felt so good, somebody could be like, oh, that was rubbish, but I'm feeling like, oh, that was the best show I ever did. But everybody's, as you said earlier, everyone's going to leave with the consciousness that they bring to the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you're leaving with. But it's all good.
Yes.
We will understand it better by and by. I just really want to, I just love life so much. And I'm really glad that I do. I think the fact that we love life is a blessing, that we're not suffering about it. I want to read you something. Because we had an idea. There's a beautiful story about Anaya too. May she be blessed. Is she in Houston?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
We did a benefit for her for the people that were for Unity of Houston. Michael Gott. I did a concert down there. They raised so much money. They raised quite a bit, and we did a benefit at Agape. So I was able to pull that together, and we did a benefit concert for the people that were lost their homes in Hurricane Harvey and just needed assistance. So we raised money, and that concert that we did at Agape was flown around to other centers. Now I'm just bringing that up to say that was just something we thought we could do.
Yes.
And then I went down there and sang, and they used the most. They raised a lot. They did good. It was such a triumphant moment when we come together with the right intention. You can't really judge the good. You got to just let it go because you don't know what seeds you're planting. I want to thank Sue Lingle, who's on right now. I don't think Marion is on tonight. But there was a letter. Can I read this letter? This is a beautiful letter, especially this time of year when a lot of times people are doing things. They're if you see me do this every now and then, I'm just putting water on my head to keep it down because I wasn't gonna wear it like this. Okay. That's all I'm doing, putting tea, old tea from Sunday. But anyway, okay. So this is from Mama Hill, and this was a letter from somebody. The letter says, "Good evening. I'm a mother who picked up gifts for my boys earlier this evening." That was Sunday. This past Sunday. I would first like to thank each and every one of you, also the ones who donated, wrapped, and gave their time. Most importantly, I want to share something with you. A few months ago, I left the father of my children, and to say it's been a difficult time seems like an understatement. Lord knows all she's got to face. Tonight, when I was given a blanket, I can't tell you how excited I was to receive. I know to some it can just be a blanket, but Lord knows starting over can be difficult. I'm sitting here ugly crying because when I opened it, it was a beautiful heating blanket. She's got like 10 exclamation points. We are now staying in a camper, and I can't tell you how cold it gets. Short story, when I was better off financially a few months back last year, I bought a heating blanket on sale, thinking I would never need it, but could possibly give to someone at Christmas time. Before leaving my former spouse, I had given it to a family member to borrow. Now staying in a camper, I asked if she still needed it because now I really needed it for the boys, and she said she'd lost it. With money being so tight, I have not bought one, but Lord knows how much I really wanted one, especially for the boys. The minute I opened it and seen it, not only was I bawling, I started praying for blessings over the person who donated this blanket. Blessings to all the hands that touched it. Thanking God for always having our backs, even when I seem to forget. My days have been rough, but tonight, I'm going to say that again. My days have been rough. But tonight, I'm reminded that even with all the bad, there is good too. Thanks again. Thanks for all that you do. God bless each and every one of you. You know, it's just.
Yes. Whew.
And I say, God bless each and every one of you.
Yes.
And all the ways that your presence on the earth at this time makes the earth a better place to be, a lovely place, a beautiful place. That people can come into your vibration and feel better when they leave. You know, I don't know, the talk about, you bring your consciousness with you, it's like all that's probably true, but one thing for sure, right now, we know how we feel when they leave. Whether you have the language of, it's like, hey, I feel inspired. I am inspired. I am an inspiration. They are an inspiration. This is an inspiration.
Yes.
This is healing me. This opportunity gives me a chance to reveal who I am. Oh, I love doing this. I love spending time with this person. I love sharing my good with these people. I just am thankful. I'm thankful. Ashe, Ashe, my life is a good life. Ashe, Ashe, my life is good. Ashe, Ashe, my life is a good life. Ashe, Ashe, my life is good. Ashe, Ashe, life is good. Ashe, Ashe, my life is good. Ashe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you for reading that letter.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually leaves me speechless. Just the love and the beauty, and just the realization of how what we may call a little thing that we're doing and the impact that it has on somebody else's life.
Somebody else's life.
I mean, yeah,
It's
it is.
amazing. You know,
It's
it's like
amazing.
it's a miracle. You know, it's just like when I say it's a miracle, I mean it's just beyond my thought about how it comes together.
Yes.
I was in India years ago. It was like I believe it was 1998, and I'd taken my little piano there, and and by the time it got there, it wasn't working. That happened twice. Then I stopped taking my piano to India, so they can find one for me there. But this particular time was my first time. And this is the first time that I was meeting His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So, in this particular uh, uh, window of that trip that I wanted to share is that there was a moment when we were at the Taj Mahal. It was supposed to be at the Taj Mahal in the full moonlight. And, Marianne Williamson was going to be there. Michael Beckett was going to be there. And Rickie Byars was going to be there singing and blah, blah, blah. And so there was going to be prayers and meditation and just you get the thought. And a lot of people came. Over 400 people showed up for that trip from all these different places that made that trip. And I think it was Power Places Tours that did that. So when we get there and I'm setting up the little keyboard and everything, it doesn't work. Then it wasn't this is a keyboard that Power Places Tours provided for me. I remember that. I didn't bring it. They provided it for me. But by the time we got there, it wasn't working. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And these people have come all the way from America. And they want to have this thing. And by this time, the moon is covered with clouds. I'm going like, oh my God, it don't look like it's going to be too good out here. So the moon's covered with clouds. But something happened. And there was this little boy. And he was like, I think I can fix it. He saw my dilemma, and they had kind of been with me, kind of tagging along. And if you need any help, just when you go on trips and go like, you need anything, just let me know. I was like, okay, I will let you know if I need something. Well, if you need anything, just let me know. I said, I need to fix this piano. And he said, I think we can fix it. And I'm thinking to myself, please let it be something. His father came and introduced himself, thanked me for being an inspiration to his son, because his son had been around me the whole time, And they took that piano away for a few minutes to the side, and they're doing, and before I knew it, I heard like, I was like, woo! They brought the piano back. The piano comes back, right? And guess what happens to the moon? The clouds move out the way. It's a full moon, and there I am singing. This day I awoke with a passion in my heart, a feeling of longing, a thirst so strong. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. You got a song like that?
Yes.
It's gonna make it possible that people hear it.
Yes. Yes.
God's gonna make it possible that people hear it. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. Stronger to reveal more peace. I must be patient to reveal more love. I must be humble to reveal more power. Make me stronger to reveal more peace, more love, more joy, more joy. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. This is my prayer today. Oh God, my God is so good to me. My God is so good to me. Angels all around us.
Yes, indeed. That's a
Beautiful people.
perfect prayer, especially for times like these when people are feeling like, I can't afford to buy this, or it's too stressful. I don't want to be around my parents or around my family. This is a prayer to just bring you back to the truth. To the truth. The story you shared about the young man that helped you with the piano reminded me of another story you told. I don't know if you shared it here or was when we were having another conversation. And it was when I think it was the StarSpangled Banner. You were doing it somewhere. You got to tell that story. You got to tell that story. I just remember I was like, ooh. First I was like, ooh, do I want to bring that up? But it's such a beautiful story.
I got it. Wait a minute. The people in the thread got to say they want to hear the story.
Oh, you know they want to hear any story you got.
Oh my God.
That's a beautiful story. Like
Yeah.
God is in all, even in what looks like a mistake, a mess. God is like, I'm going to come through,
So
whether you're intoxicated or not. Go ahead.
episode 52 is story time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. See.
Oh, sorry,
Kaya said, please, story, please. Cheryl said, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the Agape Choir was invited to sing at the Dodger Stadium, for Jackie Robinson Day. And they wanted us to do the Star-Spangled Banner. I didn't want to do it. I'm not going to go into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going into it, but I didn't want to do the Star-Spangled Banner. And they were like, but it's for Jackie Robinson Day. And Jackie Robinson was such a fantastic being. It was Jackie Robinson Day at Dodger Stadium. And so I said yes to the opportunity because I should have said yes to it. I couldn't say no, and everybody wanted to do it. First of all, by the time then they gave me, so I said, okay. And I told the choir, and everybody was like, oh! And in those days, we had hundreds of people in the choir, man. Everybody was in the choir. Everybody wanted to be in the choir. It was just a great, great, great ministry. And so, so then they said, only a few people can, only this amount of people can go. So then you had to choose and select who got to go. So it was a whole lot that was behind that thing. It almost, wrecked the choir when you got to choose who goes somewhere and who doesn't. I used to like to bring all my children. I wanted all my children to come, so, I mean, I'm the choir. I mean, like children. I wanted all of my homies to show up. So we lived through the choice. And then, so now we're at Dodger Stadium. It's the big day. Now, I did a special arrangement of the song. I had to pray about that, because I'm a person that doesn't sing the Star-Spangled Banner. I don't stand on it. And it's just not, I can't subscribe to a song about war. And I don't have that that's not to me what being in this country is about. So I just wasn't doing it. But here I go. And I do an arrangement of the Star-Spangled Banner. And I asked God to show me how to do it. I was like, okay, God, show me how to do it. And I changed my mind. And I had to change my mind about how I saw it. It's like, okay, I'm singing this song for a person that's a veteran that's on the field, somebody who's there. And they just wonder, when all this is over, are they going to see their family again? Are they going to be able to see their family? Like, they're not the ones that are making the decisions in the government.
Yes.
They just got put out there. They got, they was conscripted to be there, or drafted, or they wanted to go to fight for something that they felt was good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna fight. I can write it from that point of view. So I wrote the song, taught it to the choir. Fabulous arrangement. Okay. Had how we were going to do it. So when we got there, Ben Vereen was going to be there. Here's a shout out to Ben Vereen. Oh my God. He's in rehab right now, getting better. And he's got a new song out that I heard on bradio.org about clouds. What's this, the name of the song by Joan? I looked at love from both sides now. Both sides now. So it sounds so good today. I heard Ben. So here's a loving shout out to Ben Vereen. So Ben Vereen doesn't. I say, Ben, don't do it jazzy. Just sing it straight. Just sing it straight. And Beverly Freeman, who goes by the name NDB, she was going to do the second verse. So Ben did the first verse. NDB was going to do the second verse. And then at the end, the youngest member of the choir was going to do "Or the Land of the Free," that she was going to do, "Or the Land of the Free." And she was the youngest in the choir. Are y'all still with me? Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
they're still with me. Okay.
We're wide awake.
So we're dressed in roots wear. We hit Dodger Stadium and we're getting ready. We practice everything. I go over the parts with everybody. Everybody's got their part, right? And so now it's time for us to start. And now the stadium is not filled with people. I never been to a baseball game, so I didn't know that people come gradually to the baseball game. They're not all there at when the first pitch is done. But there was a nice amount of people there. Okay. So we're there and we start. We got the key and everything. And it's like, oh, say, no. Ben Vereen starts, oh, say, can you see? And I'm looking like, because I said, don't do it jazzy. But you can't tell Ben how to sing a song. He's going to sing that song like he wants to sing. So he sang this. You don't tell a great being how to sing a song. I did. And he didn't do what I told him to do. So anyway, so I'm going like, uh-oh. I said, okay. So then Beverly Freeman came in, NDB, and she sang her part. Whose broad stripes and bright star. And I could see Ben cutting his eyes at her going like, it was so funny on the film when we got to looking at it. So then she finishes, and then the choir comes in, and the rock is red, or the ramparts we watch were so gallant. And the harmony is beautiful on that. I mean, because I wrote it, because I arranged it. I arranged it. So then they're singing it, then the rock is red, and they're doing all of this. And at the end, we're going good. We're going good. We're going good. Gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. And then, oh, say does that Star-Spangled Banner, yeah, wave, right? And the youngest singer was supposed to come in with her part. Or the land of, but she didn't have the right note. And she came in, she was like, o'er the land of the free. And she threw the song completely out of context. I couldn't even hear what note to come back in on to tell anybody. I mean, so I'm there in the middle. It's like, it's like, and it feels like I've been there. It feels like I've been there for 3 centuries, right?
Frozen in time.
Frozen in time. I'm going like, And everybody was like, because they couldn't hear it either. It is true. We are interconnected, man. And if you guess about it, that kind of situation, it was one of those situations we all felt like, what the world? So we need to hear "Or the Land of the Free" in the right tone, right? Somebody who had been drinking, shout out, "Or the land of the, or the land of the free," and he just said, "Or the land." he did it in the right key. And we all came in, and the whole brave, the brave, we did the brave, our hands up in the air, bam. And everybody loved it. By the time we got around the corner to where our little holding place was, we were falling out. It was so funny. It was one of the most delicious laughs I've had in a century, right? But the singer who didn't have the note, and she was so young, she was just like 13, she was weeping, and I was like, it's gonna be all right, because the joke of it was way too strong, But what it showed me was that the universe got my back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, but I mean, it's got our back. But now even if we hadn't come in on the right note, we would have had our experience and it would have been what it was. But that particular time, that man came in, bam. I was like, whoa, somebody praying for Rickie. So when you're wondering if you're going to make it through, hey, somebody's praying for you. If you, like the lady said in her thing, she blessed everybody whose hands touched those blankets. She's blessed your life. She blessed everything for you. So when things are happening and going left and right, and then something good happens in the middle of it, just say, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Sing that song my mama used to sing. Somebody prayed for me. They had me on their mind. They took the time to pray for me. Oh, I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. My mama prayed for me. Oh, she had me on her mind. And she took the time to pray for me. Oh, I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed for me. My father prayed for me. I know that he had me on his mind. And he took the time to pray for me. Oh, I'm so glad he prayed. I'm so glad he prayed. I'm so glad he prayed for me. Y'all pray for each other. Keep us on your mind. Take the time to pray for us, for all of us, the whole planet. I'm so glad you pray. Yeah, I'm so glad you pray. I'm so glad you pray for me, for all of us. Well, yeah, I was missing a chord. It bothered me.
Say, I'm gonna fix this right now.
I still didn't find it. I'll find it in another key. But that was my mama's song. Somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time to pray for me. Yeah. My mother's in the ethers going like, You think I know you didn't get no Christmas tree this year. You don't think that I know you didn't get it.
And she said, I'm praying for you, Rickie. I'm praying for you.
No, she's dancing because she know I'm enjoying so much the
Uh,
freedom from tradition. You know,
yes.
I'm free from
Yes.
tradition, and I can bless tradition and
That's
the things
right.
that people do. I can bless the traditions,
Mhm.
and also I also can bless my freedoms from it. You know, I'm so
Mhm.
thankful. You know
Yes.
that there's more for me. You know, to know
Mhm.
and do. But I will be doing Kwanzaa, so I am doing my Kwanzaa. I love, but I don't. You know, I don't even wait for Kwanzaa at the end of the year. I do Kwanzaa all the
Mhm.
time. I don't have the
Mhm.
candles up, but I do burn candles all the time.
That's
But
right.
I mean, the principles of Kwanzaa, unity, you know, and all the fun things. But the thing about the Santa Claus and all those things, that's just a lot of fun for little children. We got to come up with new, you know, other things, and we will. You know, they
Yeah.
will. They
Yes.
will.
Yes.
They will.
Things are shifting. I mean, I think tradition is great as long if it's working for you, so be it. If it's
Yeah.
leading to exactly where you need to, but if not working for you, you got the right to say, not for me,
Yeah.
not for me. I almost told
Yeah.
my sister about I don't know if I shared this last week when she was like, "Well, why don't you try and come over to London before Christmas, the day before Christmas?" Because I was gonna go on Christmas, and when she told me, in my head, I heard myself say, "I don't care about Christmas like that." And wisdom kicked in. It's like, shut up. Just like, I mean, and it's not that I mean, I love celebration, but it just doesn't have that same feeling
Well,
for me.
you
And
know,
I
I
don't
think
judge it for anybody.
well, I think we shift. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that with your conversations, you got a
Mm,
podcast called Being You that
mm.
airs on Tuesdays at well, tell when it airs. 10 o'clock,
10 o'clock Pacific time,
a.m.
1 a.m. That's right. 1 p.m. Eastern time. See, you do it often now that I'm having to think about it. 6 p.m. UK time. And so we're going from next year, in a few weeks, I'm back to weekly. And
Yeah,
yeah, being you is like be you. Be
yeah,
you. Challenge
yeah,
yourself. Ask deeper questions. Interrogate yourself. Let go
yes,
of things that no longer work for you.
right,
Try something new.
right.
You- Create an opportunity where the drunk man will give you just what you need so you can find your liberation in your laughter. I mean,
Yes.
life is full of joy. There's so much
You
joy
said,
in
did
the
you hear
world.
what you just said? We're a drunk man. You
Yes,
said
a drunk man will help you find your
will
liberation.
help
It's
you
like,
find your liberation.
yes, it's like, thank you for being drunk.
Oh my God. And he was in tune. God bless him. He was
Yes.
in tune. And it worked for
Hmm.
me. It worked for all of us. You know,
Yes.
and we were going to sing that song only one more time, and that was going to be with the great Carl Anderson at the John Anderson
Mm.
Ford Theater, and it was a beautiful rendition. And then I tucked it carefully away, and I was like, okay, I've done that. Hey, listen, sometimes you got to do things that you don't always want to do, but you
Yes.
find the good in what it is that you have to do. You know, you
Yes.
bless it and do your best, and do your
Hmm.
best and know that that thing doesn't define you.
Yes.
Keep your heart open. Keep doing bringing your best love and hey, listen to bradio.org. It is
Yes.
popping. I was listening to it last night for the good rest, and right before the good rest, whoo, it was amazing. So I'm thankful for Marcus Huffman, and Mike Ryan, and Lona Elias, and soon Moni Ordonia, and those who contributed to B Radio, even in its infancy when we got back up again. All the podcasters, thank you all for dialing in those days, and look forward to more expanded programming coming to bradio.org. It can get you through. So check it out. Thank you for joining us for the Sunday devotional. We will be not live this week. I mean, we'll be live, but we'll be here at the Be Hood in my studio here in my home. But we'll be outside again when it gets warmer. Okay. These fingers don't want to be cold. You know, I want to thank Life Coach Ade. This is our 52nd episode. And
Yes.
you are a total joy to work with. We've done it every week, even
Yes.
when I was in Atlanta visiting my uncle. And here's a shout out to Uncle George. I love you. You
Mm.
know, the show went on. And so thank you for your support. And thank you all for showing up and giving us somebody to hang out with,
Mhm.
and this year has been good for me, and if it's good for me, I know it's good for us.
Mhm.
I know it's good for us. Walk like someone really loves you. because we do. And we thank you for being here.
Yes, indeed.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God, rest in love, rest in God, and say amen.
Ricasa.
Ricasa.
Happy Holy Days.
Happy Holy Days. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Rest in God.